Susan, I'm gay.
What?
Live, Elton John said, "We know you're gay, shut up and be funny."
This video is a story of disappointment. Ellen DeGeneres, one of the most famous comedians, has gone into hiding after getting canceled. For those of you who don't remember, Ellen was one of the most successful people in television show businesses. She went from dancing around to taking selfies with creeps, and who could forget, cuddling and maintaining relationship with the final villain, P. Daddy himself.
About your birthday party, am I invited?
Yes. You know I have to arrive fashionably late.
All right. Not too late, though.
Not too late?
Despite all this foolishness, she universally maintained a pretty good reputation, even receiving some sort of good person award from Obama. She was making well over $50 million a year, with tons of sponsorships and other opportunities rolling in every single day. But it all went down with that one episode. Even before the recent allegations of misconduct behind the scenes of her show, Ellen had already made some questionable decisions that would soon lead to her downfall. Enough with the sad part, let's see where it all started. In her show, Ellen has a segment where she gives a bunch of old objects to a young person, and they have to figure out how to use it while everyone laughs in their face. The way this game works is that you have 60 seconds to figure out how to use these things.
I am going to put 60 seconds on the clock. Okay. Do you know what a clock is?
Yeah.
No, I don't know what a clock is. I mean, I was born tomorrow, right, Ellen? Well, of course, these kids don't know how this stuff works, since they've never had to do it before. So the audience laughs and laughs, while Ellen looks at the kids with contempt.
Foolish child, never opened a can before, never had to set an alarm on an actual alarm clock, you dim-witted toddler.
What a stupid idea this was, huh?
Let's be real here. It's not surprising that teenagers might not know how to use these outdated objects. What initially started as a funny game of embarrassing teenagers on live television soon turned into a whole lot than just game. Not sure exactly when it happened, but in those days Ellen started to feel different, more like an angry hog than a lovable goofball she used to be. She soon began humiliating audiences and guests on her show. You've probably heard about that one episode where she had a hidden camera film a bunch of people who were told they could get one free gift. But when one of them took an extra gift for her sister, Ellen made sure to call her out on her show and eviscerate her in front of the entire audience, calling her petty thief.
And she returns one of her stolen items, and she switches it out for a hat. All right. Hi.
My sister couldn't come, so that was her souvenir.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
A lot of people's sisters couldn't come. So when you're the kind of person, like when you go trick-or-treating and nobody's home, you don't just take you take the bowl. You just walk away. No. You go sit in that Ellen jail over there right now.
She also had the segment where she roasted a bunch of gifts, including a painting that a fan made for her. Imagine someone liked you so much that they hand-painted a drawing for you, and you were just like, yeah, this sucks. And I mean, yeah, it's not the best artwork. It isn't like a masterpiece, but you shouldn't go out on live television and make fun of it.
Uh-huh. Yeah. That's what I said when I saw it. Oh.
And that's not all. One time she had this young Chinese boy on the show who had a translator with him. She kept getting really annoyed at the translator for not translating fast enough.
And then now you're playing electric guitar, right?
Yes.
Yeah. What else do you want to learn?
你现在在学怎么弹电子吉他，你还想再学什么？
Just one question. Just what else does he want? I don't know what you're telling him, but just ask him what I'm saying.
Okay, sorry.
就弹一些演奏曲子，就是只单。
Never mind. Okay.
She's also had a habit of making her celebrity guests feel visibly uncomfortable during the interviews.
You're just naked with your friend?
Why are you putting me on the spot like this? Gosh.
Let's talk about your love life, can we?
Oh my God.
Do you mind?
Oh God, I don't know.
Ellen sometimes persistently keeps asking them questions, even when they've made it clear they want to move on.
Seems like you're busy with something because you're forgetting to cut your son's hair.
Right.
Look at him. He is beautiful, but look at his hair. When are you going to cut that hair?
Do you have a problem with that?
No, I don't have a problem. That is some long hair. Turned 30.
I did.
And how was the party? I wasn't invited.
Actually, no, that's not the truth, Ellen. You were invited.
You sure?
Yeah.
How do you know? I don't think so.
Ask everybody. No, last time I was on the show, last year, you gave me a bunch of about not inviting you, but I didn't even know you wanted to be invited.
Well, who doesn't want to be invited to a party?
Well, I didn't even know you liked me.
Of course I like you. You knew I liked you.
Now, one of the worst things I've ever seen on the show was about 10 years ago with Mariah Carey, who she basically bullied into admitting that she was pregnant by cornering
People
her.
are saying that that you're pregnant. There's rumors.
Don't discuss that. That's not champagne, because you can't.
No, it
have
is.
Is it really?
Yeah, you want to taste it?
I can't believe you did this to me, Ellen.
What? No,
Are you trying
I'm
to
not
just...
going to ask you if you're pregnant or
This
not.
is
I'm
peer
just going to
pressure.
say.
Do you see what Ellen is doing? This is peer pressure.
She clearly was not ready to announce it and had no intention of announcing it. But Ellen just kept backing her into a corner because it makes for a good TV show. She wanted to be involved in breaking this story. So then, fast forward 1 week, and Mariah Carey had to announce that she had a miscarriage. Now, I'm not saying that Ellen caused that. That would be ridiculous. But what she did do is force the situation into the public. Like, that's a traumatic enough thing to have to go through on your own for a woman. But now you have to admit publicly that you're no longer pregnant because a week ago, your friend made you spill the beans on her talk show. And now everything is in the spotlight. Ellen makes Taylor Swift so uncomfortable that she almost has a meltdown.
You're supposed to ring.
But I don't want to. I don't want to.
I'll hold it for you. Okay, all right.
So this is one of the most hated moments in Ellen's show. A student who's been donating her blood for several months just to afford a computer comes on show to get help and gets rejected by Ellen's show manager.
It's a lot. Yeah, how much is tuition?
The kind of money Ellen has, I would have said, well, I made a mistake. Shutterfly isn't going to help pay for your tuition, but I absolutely will. I would even write the check for the amount right then and there.
Ellen DeGeneres was daytime TV's queen of nice. She danced, she talked to cute kids, and surprise, she's a huge a**hole.
Ellen DeGeneres feeling the heat. Bullying, now even sexual harassment.
Hey, Ellen DeGeneres, I hope you never find employment again.
Turns out Shorty is a demon. Somebody stop this woman before it's too late.
Now, legal disclaimer. Take this whole thing with a grain of salt. I'm not making any of these claims myself, so that should cover my ass, I think. Alright, let's read them. The first allegation is about Ellen's nose. She apparently has a sensitive nose, so everyone must chew gum from a bowl outside her office before talking to her. If she thinks you smell that day, then you have to go home and shower. This is a bit bigger. You're not allowed to look at her at all. If you make eye contact with her, even by accident, then she will reprimand you and the entire crew as a group. When she's in a bad mood, staff members were highly encouraged by upper management to go to her office and do bits to cheer her up. If someone writes a monologue for her, she throws it on the floor. Every day, she picks someone different to really hate. It's not your fault. Just suck it up for the day, and she'll be mean to someone else the next day. Former producers claim Ellen laughed when staff were yelled at. One person almost got fired from their service job because she wrote a letter to the owner and complained about her chip nail polish.
She emailed the owner of the restaurant and complained about your chip nail polish.
What?
And I was like, what?
Her former DJ, who was on the show, recently posted, and while he didn't go into details, he confirmed he was part of the toxicity in the workplace.
You just expect a lot when you go to meet like your idol, and then when you get disappointed, it's like such a letdown. And they tell you, you know, you can't be smarter, funnier than Ellen. She's the comedian and the star, not you. Would only speak to the audience when the cameras were rolling. As soon as they turned the cameras off, she would not even acknowledge the audience. She would just sit on the couch.
Talk to Ellen. So you don't talk to her, you don't approach her, you don't look at her. The people who worked with her walked on eggshells the whole time, and the whole thing was totally bizarre. Like, we're there to do an interview with her to promote what she's doing, but you can't look at her like someone.
Some of that is just classic diva behavior that doesn't necessarily make someone a monster, but a lot of it really comes down to the workplace environment as a whole. One person said they were fired after taking medical leave for a car accident and attending a family member's funeral. Another reported that when they returned from medical leave, their position was just eliminated. One person made a GoFundMe to cover medical bills that weren't covered by their health insurance through the company. Because the show didn't like how that made Ellen look, they demanded it be taken down after less than 24 hours. A black woman who worked there was told by a senior level producer, "Oh wow, you both have box braids, I hope we don't get you confused. At a work party, one of the main writers told her, I'm sorry, I only know the names of the white people who work here. Dozens of former employees say one executive producer had a reputation for being handsy with women, and another solicited oral sex at a work party. Overall, the theme is that if you're working for The Ellen Show, you should just feel lucky to be there and not worry about all the shit being thrown your way. They really pit everyone against each other and pick favorites, rewarding people who never complained, working long shifts without ever saying anything. This kind of silences those who do want to speak up. Overall, it just seems like a really shitty environment. Even though a lot of this doesn't directly involve Ellen, I feel like there's almost no way she didn't know this was happening. How can you have all these people working for you without rumors flying back your way? It seems it was never really enough of an issue until it became this big story. Now they're under investigation, but what about the last 15 years while all this was happening? The most disappointing thing is finding out someone with a position of power is taking advantage of that power and doesn't give a shit about their employees. When someone's going through medical problems, it's like, oh well, they're not a good employee anymore because they're off dealing with that. Let's just replace them and move on. Does a lot of this happen in other industries too? Absolutely, people are very cutthroat when it comes to business. This isn't new, but I was just hoping Ellen DeGeneres might foster a better work environment than Jeff Bezos. Not a very high bar to cross. But hey, after all that mess, Ellen's doing what all disgraced public figures do, dropping a new Netflix show, riveting.
The dashboard lights, too. The dashboard lights are not illuminated all the time, so when they are, it must mean something serious, right? But check engine, that's vague. I've checked it, it's there.
And what's it about? Ellen playing the victim. Because of course she is, apparently, the message is, poor Ellen, life is tough for a multimillionaire who got called out for mistreating people for years. Talk about method acting, huh? This woman's out here trying to win the Emmy Ford Best Performance in a public meltdown. You've got people losing their jobs, dealing with funeral firings and nail polish crises, and somehow Ellen is the one who's been through a lot. But don't worry, Ellen apologized, well, sort of. She basically said, wow, that's crazy. I had no idea this was happening, but hey, I'll make sure it doesn't happen again. Totally nailed it. Nothing like a half-hearted oops to wrap things up.
She returned to her studio and spoke out for the first time about the controversy swirling around her.
This summer, there were allegations of a toxic work environment at our show, and then there was an investigation. I learned that things happened here that never should have happened.
She apologized and promised to do better.
The truth is, I am that person that you see on TV. I am also a lot of other things. Sometimes I get sad, I get mad, I get anxious, I get frustrated, I get impatient, and I am working on all of that. I am a work in progress, and if I've ever let someone down, if I've ever hurt their feelings, I am so sorry for that.
But one former Ellen producer isn't buying it. Hedda Muscat worked on The Ellen Show back in 2003.
Phony, liar, hypocrite. That's my reaction. She's known about this for 17 years. She's created this culture. I was there from day one. We were all petrified of her. She was not nice.
What? The donkey did what to your mom? What did the donkey do? Uh-huh. No. The donkey did not do that. No one. No one. The donkey bucked your mom. Oh. All right. Speaking of you in your underwear, let's talk about the paparazzi shot in Bora Bora.
Okay.
So you are obviously in a private bungalow.
Yeah.
And how did you not see that there was paparazzi there?
Well, I just didn't see them. I think I wasn't really looking out for them either, so.
Was there when you think back on it now, can you see where they may have been?
Yeah, they're definitely in a boat. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So there's a young woman in the background you can see in the bed.
Yeah, no.
Is that your girlfriend?
No, it's not.
Just a girl that you were in Bora Bora with?
Yeah.
You just brought a friend to Bora Bora?
Yeah.
And you're just naked with your friend?
Why are you putting me on the spot like this? Gosh.
I mean, you can say, why can't you say you're dating somebody?
I'm not dating anyone, though.
She's just a friend?
She's just a friend.
I have friends, I've never seen them naked like that. And
Stop, you're making me blush, dude.
But this is the second song you've put me in.
I know.
I'm obsessed with you. You don't have to let everyone know on national TV.
You're letting them know because the name of the song, I can't say the name of the song in the other one because it's a daytime show.
No, it's not, that's not, no, it's spelled C-O-M-E. It's not a curse. Come on a cone.
That makes no sense. That's like, you know, come on a cone. Like, is that what you're trying to say? Like your friend
grow a big, huge cone and then let it like if it was okay. All right, I'm sorry.
Had the idea of the bike thing the first time I heard Nikki's verse, and she says the phrase bicycle, and that the idea was born, and I really committed to it, and yeah, she has a lyric in the song. She says bicycle.
What does that mean?
You know,
But what does that mean? Like, is that like a banana seed?
Kind of.
Is it?
I don't know, actually.
Well, you should know.
We should, I think, you know, I was on the bike.
Let's talk about your love life, can we?
Oh my God.
Do you mind?
Oh God, I do. I don't know, man. This is so crazy.
But that's so. I asked you something about him, and you said, "Oh, you know, I'm his homie," and now he's living in your homie.